Morning, guys. I'm here to do a much anticipated makeup tutorial for you guys. Let me tell you what I've done so far. This is what I use on my face every day for sun protection, moisturizer, all that good stuff. And that's why my face is so weird looking right now. It's because it's all shiny. But I love that stuff. It's great. So now I'm going to take eyeshadow primer and put a little dab on my finger and kind of get it on each eyelid. And I go all the way in and all the way out, even outside of my eyelid area. And you'll see why later. And I go underneath just a little bit and make sure it's all rubbed in. Okay, and I didn't really, do anything, but we'll see. It helps the longevity and the smoothness of eyeshadow. So, I'm going to try to do this. I don't know if I have time to, but I'm going to try it. I'm not going anywhere today, or at least I'm not planning on going anywhere today. So, I'm going to do one eye with this, a neutral eye, and then if I have time to, I'm going to do maybe one eye with this one, because this one's one of my crazy palettes. Okay, so first, so I said I'm going to start with this one. How I normally start my looks is I'll start with this one, or this one. Very light. And then I'll go deeper. Okay. I like contrast. And putting a very light color here and putting a darker color out here makes the illusion that I have big, bright, open eyes. So, I haven't thought this through yet, so we're just going to wing it. So, I'm going to start with this pink shade. Now, this pink shade, it's pink, yes, but when you put it on, it's just a very, very, very light. So, I've got a little pinched. It's still kind of fluffy, but it's pinched. It's a brush. It's actually an e.l.f. brush. All of my brushes, most of my brushes are very affordable. I've got e.l.f., I've got Real Techniques, a few just random things here and there, but the majority of them are e.l.f. So I take this and I'm going to go right above, like right underneath my brow bone. And I'm just going to kind of fluff it on a little bit and bring it down into the corner. And here, get some more of my brush. I'm going in and over just a little bit. And all in this area with this color. Like I said, that's going to bring light to an otherwise dark area. And then I bring it all the way out just because highlighting that brow bone. I like doing that. Okay. Oh, I almost started on the other eye. I'm not doing that yet because I'm going to do something completely different on the other eye. Okay, so. And the reason that I do my eyeshadow before I do my face makeup is I feel like when I do crazy stuff with my eyes and then I put my face makeup on top of it, it kind of evens out a little bit. So, if I have time, I'll do my face makeup. I don't care to. Okay, so there's that. Let me grab, I'm just trying to decide what brushes to use. I'm gonna grab this little fluffy brush right here. And trying to figure out what to do next. I think I'm just going to go in with this one underneath it. I'm just going to go right down this row right here, okay? Right down this row, kind of keep it simple. So this is like a medium brown. Okay, so I'm going to get it on this little fluffy brush. Okay. And I'm going to take it and just go about like the middle half of my crease, okay? And I'm going to kind of fluff it out. Fluff it down, fluff it around. Okay. All right. Might come back to that. And then this would have been really nice had I planned what I was doing beforehand, but I didn't. So I'm going to get not that one. I didn't have my brushes or anything. Like, didn't even plan a thing. Should have, because that would have saved all this time. Ooh, I'm going to take this one. Okay. I keep a little towel next to me. And if my brushes have eyeshadow on them from a previous day, I'll just kind of get it off a little bit. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to go straight down this row. So I'm going to take the darkest color right here. Get some on my brush. Now, this is like, I think this is the fun part. So with this color, I'm going to start right in this corner right here. Okay. And yeah, I do pull my eyelids a little bit. Everybody tells you not to, but you know what? If that's the worst thing I do, come on. Okay. So I'm going to put it here. And I am going to bring it in just a tad, just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it straight, not necessarily straight, but maybe just up a little bit. And I'm really going to elongate it out, okay? Because if you stop your eyeshadow on your eyelid, your eye is only going to look that big. So if you take it out, like way out here, and you've got all this contrast, your eye appears bigger and more open. Or you just look weird. I can't decide. So I'm not bringing this color in too far. I mean, sometimes I do, most of the time I do, most of the time it's farther than I want to. But I'm just gonna come way out. And I'm gonna blend it down. And then I'm gonna go back in with this shade right here. And I'm just gonna go over where they meet so that it's a nice seamless blend. Now, I'm not a makeup artist, and I don't think that my looks are ever perfect, but sometimes I just don't care. And sometimes good enough is good enough, you know? Okay, so we've got all this contrast, light and dark, and that's in the middle. And now I'm going to take my very first brush that I did all that with up on my brow bone, and I'm going to take it back and kind of go do the same thing. I go back and forth with my brushes to make sure that everything is blended. So just going to go back. Okay, there's that. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to come back to it probably, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this shimmer. It's a pink shimmer, very light pink shimmer, and not going to put it on my eyelid. I am a little bit, but this is something that I really like to do. And I think it's super fun. So I'm going to just get some on my finger. Okay, now, and I'm going to start in my inner corner, and I'm going to go, I am going to put it a little bit on my lid, but I'm also going to go up here in that crease right there. Okay. So I'm going to go out just a little bit and get some more. Okay. I want to go up on my crease right here. I love doing this. I think it's so cool. Then you get just a little shimmer on your brow bone, and you just kind of tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. All right. So that's a very, very neutral look for me. Very neutral, but it's so pretty. And I love having the shimmer right in here. So, see? Woo! Okay, now I'm going to do my other eye. And this is one of my crazy palettes. This is like one of my ride or die palettes. If I broke it or lost it today, I'd buy it again. 100%. So, I'm going to, I might even use something like a lot darker, because this palette doesn't have any super dark shades. So I might use this one, maybe get this super dark purple, or maybe this like dark burgundy there, for that one. This palette is actually like really, really pretty, but there's just no like light shades. Well, I mean, there's that one, but there's no, I like this other one because it's got all of these pastel shades, and I can go super dark and gothic, but sometimes I feel like that looks harsh. So I want to keep it kind of like light and bright today. So this palette does have a super light color. And also what I did, because I know I like to do that, and some palettes have those shades and some do not, I got a quad palette, and these are individual replaceable shades in here. And if I'm using a palette that doesn't have these white-ish shades, I've got like a warm tone, almost yellow, off-white, a pink, and I've got a like a white, and then this one is like a shimmer. I don't really use that one too much, but it's there. So this is actually a MAC palette, but these are not MAC eyeshadows. I used my MAC up, and then I bought different ones, and they fit in there just fine. So that works. Okie dokie. Let's get rocking and rolling. So I'm going to use that lightest shade that almost looks white from this palette. And I start my eye looks the same, like no matter what. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to go up on my brow bone. And this is the same brush, by the way. Same brush. Okay. My actual makeup mirror is magnified and is like a ring light. That's why my eyes have looks like I have a ring light on it. It's not a ring light, it's a magnified makeup mirror. And it's the greatest thing I've ever owned. And it's attached to the wall in my bathroom, because I do my makeup like at my bathroom sink. I don't even have like a vanity or anything. I've always done my makeup in the bathroom. Okay, so there's that. Same as over here. Now, I'm going to do a completely different shape on this eye. So I'm going to start with a really big fluffy brush. A big fluffy brush. See? It's probably like the fattest fluffy brush I own. And I'm going to take, these two are actually pretty different. This one's more pink and this one's a lot more purple. You can't really tell here. But I think I'm going to take the one that's more purple, because purple is my favorite color. I'm going to dab in there. Now this one, I'm going to extend this color a lot more than I did this medium color here. That one I kind of centered right in there, and this one's going to go all the way out and most of the way in. Yeah. And this big fluffy brush lays a lot down and it disperses it. So you're gonna see this purple color a lot. So yeah, not sticking to, you know, just this area. I'm going all the way from the side of my nose to be on my eyebrow. More room to play, right? Okay. So I'm getting that all in there, blending it up into that white shade. And then I'm gonna take a narrow, more like a pinched kind of narrow brush. And I'm gonna take a dark shade, because that's about as dark as my pastel palette goes. So I actually am gonna go in with this shade. It's super, super dark purple, but I'm gonna get it on this pretty thin brush. Blow a little off. Okay, and then I'm gonna go just in the crease right here, but I'm gonna go out and kind of up a little bit. That takes a minute, so just kind of like bear with me, okay? And I have to look up here to do this because it's a little nuts. Okay. So bring it in, come out. Ooh, get some more on my brush. Okay. Come out and then go up just a little bit now. So the biggest thing about makeup is you kind of got to trust the process to get it blended. Like, nothing's going to look perfect just because you throw something on there. And I think the biggest reasons why my makeup turns out pretty cool most of the time is that I know my eye shape. I know what I can do. I know where to place the colors on my eyes. I can't do somebody else's makeup. That's not a skill of mine. I've tried multiple times, and I feel like I've practiced on myself since I was a child, and I've always done my makeup. Like, even before YouTube was a thing, I was always doing my makeup. So, and having good brushes and good formulas. My brushes are pretty much all not expensive. My eyeshadow palettes, some are, some aren't. I buy a lot of ColourPop. And then, you know, some of these are like, you know, these fun indie brand eyeshadows. But yeah, you really need like good eyeshadows. And then honestly, most of my face products, I have used a lot of high-end stuff in the past, and I'm not opposed to buying high-end makeup if it's worth it. But there's so much good stuff that's not like crazy priced that kind of like, why would you spend the money if you didn't have to? So I'll talk about some stuff that I use as I get to it. But all three of these palettes that I've gotten into today are these kind of like indie brand palettes, and a couple of them are in the $30 range, and then this one I think was maybe $70, but in my opinion it's worth it. I use it all the time. Eyeshadows last forever, and it's not something that you're going to have to replace you know, all of the time. So for me, and this basically being like a dream to work with, totally worth it. But the other two are in the $30 range. So, but I've used everything under the sun when it comes to makeup. So I'm going to go back in and finish blending this so y'all don't have to look at me looking crazy for too much longer. So just trying to get this blended out a little bit. I don't care if I have a harsh line sometimes, because with everything else that I have going on, like, it's fine, but it's a little too harsh. So I'm going back in with this guy, and I'm just gonna run over everything. Just run over everything. And that's looking pretty good, honestly. And then I'll go back with this brush again. I just go back and forth, just back and forth with my brushes until I get it. Now, see, this one, contrast from here to here. This one is not the same, but it's just, you know, another way to put color, and it kind of, you know, draws you up and out. So I think that's fun. Okay. I'm not real happy with that, but I think it's going to be okay, like, in the end. I think it'll be okay in the end. I might be a little bit overly critical because I'm trying to talk to you guys at the same time. And normally I can do this a lot faster. But anyways, I'll try to hurry up, because you guys don't have time to watch an hour video. Nobody's got time for that. Okay. All right. Oh, we forgot one more step. I'm going to go back in with this one. Doop, doop, doop. All right. Now we're going to get into like some super fun. So I wish you guys could like vote on which shimmer I'm going to use, because these are duochrome, meaning like depending on how the light hits it, they're going to shift. I immediately was going to do like this purple, because I don't use that one too often, even though it's super pretty. But like, I thought about being weird and going with like this one. I don't know, man. So many choices. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, let's do, I'm going with this one. This one, these are like pretty chunky glitters in this palette. So this is glitter glue. It's eyeshadow glitter glue. So I just do a teeny tiny bit on my finger, and then I'm just going to put it on my eyelid, because that's the only place that this glitter is going to go, is right on my eyelid. Okay. And then I kind of give that like a minute. Yeah, and it gets really, really tacky. But that's good. That's what we want. So I'm going to pick up this one. And oh, do you see how it like shifts? Isn't that like the coolest thing ever? Like, I just love it. Okay. And then I'm just going to pat it on my eyelid. These look like there is a light source within this, but there's not. It just reflects the light so well. And they're so cool. They're so much fun. And it's just like powder in a palette. Isn't that just the coolest thing? Like, I just love it. I just think it's so much fun. Listen, when I'm having a bad day and I've got something like this going on, if I'm having a bad day and I go to the restroom and I'm like in the mirror, you know, like washing my hands, I'm just like, oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Isn't that psychotic? That's psychotic, isn't it? Okay, anyways. So after I get that on, I'm just going to go back and maybe just clean up the edges a little bit. And if I grab a little of that glitter and kind of drag it, like it's fine. It's not a big deal. Nobody cares. Okay. And, you know. So that's two, like, completely different looks. I'm going to get more of this. I'm not happy with this right here. So I'm going to go right in here. Okay. I think that's going to make me a little happier. Just going to go right in there with that darker. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to blend that out a little bit. Okay. And go in with more of this one, that purple blending shade. Go in right there. All right. Voila. That's it. That's it. Okay. I'm going to stop this one and I'm going to send it to you guys. And then immediately I'm going to film another one talking about how I do my face makeup. And I don't put on eyeliner or mascara until I'm done with my face makeup. So this is only like halfway done, but this is like 26 minutes. So buckle up.